Hey everyone, and welcome back to Senior Not Stupid. I want to talk about something today that, well, it hits close to home for so many of us. It's that feeling when just getting through the day starts to feel like a heavy lift. I know, our generation, we were taught to just keep things inside, right, to handle it on our own. But that can make it so much tougher when motivation slips. So today, we're going to unpack the science behind that feeling and find a real practical way forward. It really all starts with this question, doesn't it? Why do simple things suddenly feel so heavy? It's that resistance you feel the moment you wake up. And I want you to hear this loud and clear. It is not laziness. It's not some kind of character flaw. It's a real, tangible weight. And figuring out where it comes from, well, that's the first step to finally lightening the load. So a lot of that weight, it comes from what we're carrying. For some of us, it might be grief. You lose your partner. And then this quiet guilt creeps in when you even think about trying to live again. For others, it's just years and years of burnout finally catching up. Whatever it is, those feelings are completely valid, and they create this cycle of inaction that can feel almost impossible to break. Now, what's really fascinating is that science actually has a name for this. It's called decision fatigue. Yep, researchers at Stanford University found that when our minds are already dealing with heavy stuff, even tiny little choices, what to wear, what to make for lunch, they just drain our mental battery. And when that battery is low, it becomes so much easier to just do nothing at all. And that right there is the trap. Inaction isn't just a one-time thing. It actually becomes a habit. You skip one small part of your routine because, hey, what's the point? Then another. And before you know it, you're living in a smaller version of yourself. But here's the good news, the crucial part. This whole process is absolutely reversible. So how in the world do we break that cycle? Well, you don't need some huge raging fire to get going again. All you need is a single spark. This is where we shift gears from just understanding the problem to actually building the solution. And trust me, it starts much, much smaller than you think. It's all about how tiny, tiny habits can create huge change. The science behind it, according to the Mayo Clinic, is actually beautifully simple. It's called the habit loop. Think about it. Every single habit you have, good or bad, follows these 3 steps. There's a cue, like your alarm clock going off. That triggers the routine, hitting snooze, which leads to the reward, a few more minutes of sleep. Once you understand this simple recipe, you can start building new positive loops for yourself. And please, please remember this. This is probably the most important part. The goal here is not perfection. It's not about having a flawless day. It's about sending a signal. Every tiny action you take is a powerful message you send directly to yourself that says, hey, I'm still here and I am absolutely still worth showing up for. So how do we make this easy on ourselves? We use this brilliant technique that's backed by research from Duke University. It's called habit stacking. Look, the hard way is trying to create a new habit from scratch. The smart way, you just attach the new habit you want to an old one you already do without thinking. So instead of some big new routine, it's just after I pour my coffee, I'll moisturize my hands. Simple, right? It's so effective. All right, let's get really practical. I want to give you a toolkit of what I call tiny, high-impact wins. These are not big, scary tasks. Each one is like a little reset button you can push anytime to just change the momentum of your day. It all starts with the number 1. Just one. One simple thing. One single glass of water. That's it, before your feet even hit the floor. The National Institute on Aging points out that even being just a little bit dehydrated makes everything, and I mean everything, feel heavier. This one small act wakes up your body and signals a fresh start to your brain. Okay, next up, 60. Just 60 seconds. What could you possibly do in just 1 minute? A whole lot, actually. For the men out there, a quick 60-second once-over with an electric trimmer can instantly make you feel more put together, more in control. For women, just pulling your hair back into a quick ponytail can create the sense of intention for the day. Look, this isn't about vanity. It's about that little psychological boost you get from a tiny act of self-care. And finally, our last number is 2. Just 2 minutes to totally shift your frame of mind. This is what I call the 2-minute reset shower. And as Harvard Health Publishing points out, the goal isn't even to get clean. It's purely for the sensation. Just stepping under the water for a couple of minutes, it can wash away that mental fog and give you a really powerful, immediate mood boost. Okay, so now we have these little resets. Let's talk about building some real, lasting momentum. We're going to combine our toolkit with that habit stacking method we talked about. so we can weave these wins right into your life until they feel completely effortless. Let's see how this works. So, if you already listen to music in the morning, just stack moisturizing your hands onto that. Boom, a little hit of positive reinforcement. Or, while your coffee's brewing, that time you're just standing there anyway, lay out your clothes for tomorrow. That one little action cuts down on tomorrow's decision fatigue. It's all about finding these little pockets of time and making them work for you. And here is the final secret ingredient. After you do your tiny habit, celebrate it. I know it might feel silly, but say something out loud. A little done, or there we go. The American Psychological Association confirms that when you acknowledge success, no matter how small, you create this positive feedback loop that literally helps rewire your brain to want to do it again. So let's bring this all home. I want you to remember, you are part of Generation Ultra, unstoppable, transforming reality. You're not starting from scratch here. You're just keeping going. And one small step always leads to one more. I mean, just take a second and think about everything you have already navigated in your life. The challenges, the losses, the victories. You have a deep, deep well of resilience inside you. This feeling you have right now, it's just one more thing you absolutely have the strength to move through. And here's the bottom line. The heartbeat is still going. And as long as it is, that means there is still time. Time to live fully for yourself. And yeah, for the memory of the ones we've lost. It's a promise that your story is not over. So I'll leave you with this one question. You don't have to fix everything today. You just have to start. So what is the one small, tiny step you are willing to take for yourself today? Oh, and coming up in the next video, we're going to talk about simple, realistic ways to meet the opposite sex after 60. It should be fun. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's one small habit you're ready to restart? See you soon. Stay sharp. We've got this.